Hey guys, how's it going? It's Target here. Welcome back to another episode of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Be a GM. Alright, so where I left off, I asked you guys, because we're coming up on the trade deadline very quickly here. I mean, we're looking at March 7th as the trade deadline, and we are currently sitting at February 2nd. So we're going to be covering the trade deadline in this game, and I asked you guys what we should do if in the situation that we were buyers or the situation that we were sellers. Didn't get too much input if we were buyers, if we were sellers. So a lot of people said we should acquire a goalie, and I think that you're probably right about that. The question that really you have to ask is, what do you give up in order to get that that goalie, that elite goalie? So what we'll do, and I agree with you guys on that, is let's just take a look here. Let's go to GM options, and we'll go to trade negotiations. Actually, we'll do a trading block first, because that's where we'll find the goalie. We'll just change this to elite. Now, some of you said all you need is an 87 goalie, alright? So that would be Tuukka Rask or Cam Ward, alright? That might be a potential option for us. Obviously, there was the Jonathan Quick and the Carey Price that we kind of quickly looked at there. Let's take a look at Jonathan Quick, alright? Just for the sake of it, because his cap hit is really nice at 5.6. Very affordable goaltender, and we have a lot of cap space, so it's not a big deal with them. What I think I would do to make it go through as well is to boost our relationship with them. Do the 7-for-7 trade just until we've got things sorted out. But let's take a look and see what they would acquire in return. All right. So first things first, we would need to give up a goalie, but they don't want a goalie. That would be John Gibson. All right. He's 83 overall. 83 overall. 24 years old. He's only got 2 years left to get better. Right? 2 years, 3 years left to get better. That means, like, if let's say at best he goes up 2 overall per season times 2 years, he could get to an 89. He could be. Could be is the keyword. He could be the Jonathan Quick. But the odds of him being that at this stage in the game is very slim. Jonathan Quick is 32 years old. He's getting up there in age, I know, but he would bring us to the promised land. There's no doubt about it. So if we threw John Gibson on there, all right, now in order to get this to go, we're going to have to throw, there's no doubt about it in my mind, we'd have to throw in both firsts. All right, our first and Tampa Bay, and Edmonton's first would have to go in there along with John Gibson. Would that go through? Highly unlikely. We'd probably have to give up a player, like somebody they'd want, a 3.5-star player that they'd want. You'd want to give them a little bit of a Reala. They would take. He's being used in the AHL. Reala. We could throw in Reala. I don't know exactly what that would do in terms of value. It'd be nice if it was a number, you know, a number, so you knew how close you were in trade value. But I guess, you know what, in the real world, you don't know how close you are in trade value exactly. You know, you make an offer and hope it sticks. So John Gibson, 2 firsts, and Tony Reala would be an awesome trade for us. And depending on how we do, or Edmonton will do, well, you know what, we might even make this trade now. If this goes through, that is. I mean, for them, they pick up 2 firsts and Reala. Now, let's say, for sake of argument, if the top prospect is indeed 5 stars in this year's draft, do we trade Sidney Crosby for him? That might be an option for us. We could probably trade Sidney Crosby for that player, along with, you know, a second-line center. And then Scheifele would be our first-line center at that point. We'll address that in the offseason. We're getting a little far ahead of ourselves. But first, before I do this, I'm going to remove everybody off here. Let's just go back out. We'll search for it again. Jonathan Quick. I like Jonathan Quick better because of his... well, what's the age like on these two guys? Hold on. Trading block. Oop, search. Let's see. 32 and 30. There's a year between them and about $1 million difference. I mean, that could come back to bite us in the butt. So I'm going to go with Jonathan Quick on this one. Everybody says Carey Price. I know everybody likes Carey Price, but Jonathan Quick is just a better option, I think, in terms of what he brings to the table, salary cap-wise. And, I mean, we're not going to last this for 8 more years. I seriously doubt it. So I'm going to take Jonathan Quick off for now. Jonathan Quick. There we go. And then we're going to throw on the 7ths. We've got our 7th. Oh, not 6th. 7th. And their 7th, which they want to get rid of. They don't want our 7th, but this could be interesting. Okay, so that'll go through. Let's give them back their 7th. We'll take back our 7th. We'll make them happy. We'll do this way. We do have quite a few picks, it looks like, for this draft, so that's nice. What did I just trade away? Did I just trade away my first? No. I never had a first for next year, did I? Let me just see if they took it. No, okay, good. I was kind of scared for a second there that I accidentally did something stupid. Okay, so our relationship's good now. Let's trade Los Angeles back. We want this to be great, right? We want it to be great before we do this. Okay, good still. For our 7th. Still good. We're getting there. I know, a lot of people probably think this is a bit of a cheating way to do it, but whatever. You know what? You got to give a little bit at some point here. Alright, so a relationship now is great with Los Angeles. Now, let's do this. Let's make this trade go through. I think this will be good for us in the future. I mean, we need a goalie, and I don't think that, unfortunately, I don't think that John Gibson is going to be it. You know, I don't think he's going to be it. We could also throw in Pascal, but Pascal is, you know, he's a good backup goalie. They give John Gibson as a backup as well. Yeah, we don't have that starter. That's the problem. So we'll throw John Gibson on there, and then we will also throw on our 2 firsts here. Now, will this go through? Very unlikely. I could try it. The value isn't too far off with the picks. We'll see what happens here. Maybe it'll go through because we have a great relationship with them. If not, we might have to add another, another prospect of sorts. Let's see if this goes through. No. Are totally unwilling to part ways with what you've requested from us. So unless you were giving us something spectacular, don't waste our time. Please consult our trade block in the future as to your offer to us. You know, we just aren't all interested in what you are offering, even though it's quite close to fair value. So it's close to fair value, but the problem here is they don't want any of these guys. So let's sweeten the pot. Let's give them a player that they actually want. All right, Karan, Zadorov, Stoll, nope. Gostad and Nystrom. Burish. Oh yeah, we signed Burish, so we want to keep Burish. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in a couple players here. Oops. Where the heck is Riala? They wanted Riala, didn't they? Oh, they don't want him anymore. Okay. So they don't want any of these players. Okay, so let's find something that they want. Let's see, matching, skaters matching block. Who's got the lowest value? They want effective players now. That's the problem. They want those effective players now. What else do they want? I know that there was a third that they wanted, I think. Okay, so the third, they want the third. Okay, so that does help them a long way there. There's no goalies that they want. No. And a bunch of skaters they want. Do I have somebody that could replace Burish? I mean, if it comes down to that, Burish. Because we also have in the system here Matt Pumple. I mean, he's 25 years old. We could put Matt Pumple up. I mean, he's got a great shot. He could end up being on the 4th line for us for the rest of the year if we get rid of Burish. What's Pumple's hitting like? Decent. Okay, discipline. I mean, like, he's not great. He's definitely not a hitter. So we'd be losing that if we get rid of Burish. You know what? I'm going to throw Burish on there just to make him happy. So they get John Gibson, 2 firsts, a third, and Adam Burish for Jonathan Quick. It still gives us $12.482 million. Our rep has gone down to good with them. I'm still going to give it a shot and see if this goes through. Not only have I equaled the value in these 3, I've also given a little bit of something that they want here. I think that will push it over the edge, and we'll be able to get Jonathan Quick with this. Will it go through? And it will. This seems like a sweet proposal on our end. So on behalf of the Los Angeles Kings organization, I accept. Fantastic. So now, guys, we have a goaltender. We had to give up those picks, but the fact of the matter is we've got a lot of elite talent. You know, we can pick up a 1st-round pick if we want, or we can trade Sidney Crosby away for it. We have that option now. So let's go to coaching options. Let's go to edit lines. That's a big trade to start things off. I'm going to start off with best lines. So Crosby, yep. Scheifele, Yakupov, Kane. Reichel, Stoll, Ernie. Nystrom, Gostad, and I guess Riala will play. Oh, I forgot about him. Tony Riala will play on the right wing there. Defense, Justin Schultz, Zach Bogosian. No, we're going to switch Hamilton and Schultz. And then, yeah, Byron Hutchinson playing there. Zadorov and Karan. I like that. I like that. And then, obviously, our new goaltending power powerhouse and Jonathan Quick, backed by Eddie Pascal, guys. We are all of a sudden an elite team. We're ready to make the playoffs. I feel like the rest of this year is going to go really well. All right, let's go. Let's get this sim going here. We already did the stats. We covered that. Goodbye to John Gibson. You know, he was a potential for the future, but he just wasn't delivering for us. 5-1 win right off the hop with Jonathan Quick between the pipes. Is this it? Is this going to result in one of the best moves that we've ever made? It's a little early to tell, but 3-2 loss. Jonathan Quick, you got to shut the door, buddy. 4-1 win. We jump right back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The offense is getting things done. Somebody mentioned that you seem to score more when your goaltender is solid, when he's 87 or higher. So now that he's 89, we should be ripping him home. Jonathan Drouin with another goal. Back-to-back 4-1 wins. I didn't even notice that we played LA and we destroyed them, so that was a good deal for us. I mean, they've got a goalie of the future, but we got a goalie of the present here with Jonathan Quick. Another 4-1 win. Quick is holding them down, keeping them away. That pick that we traded away to them then is dropping in value rapidly as we get higher in the standings. Another 3-2 loss. That's okay. Got, San Jose coming up right now. San Jose, a 3-1 loss. All right, Johnny Quick, come on. Come on, buddy. Get us back on here. Make a couple more saves. Jonathan Quick's only supposed to let in 1 goal a game. Got Florida. 5-3 win, right back on it. Look at Jonathan Drouin, though. 37 goals now. He's really picked things up here. We got Washington up now. A 1-0 win. That's an LA win right there. Jonathan Quick keeping the barn doors shut. Unbelievable. Boston up now. The Boston Bruins. Looks like they're having an okay year, but not nearly as good as us with Jonathan Drouin and Sidney Crosby that are leading our team. And a 3-2 loss in regulation again. Okay, well, that's okay. Back on it. We had 2 wins in a row. I don't want to see 2 losses in a row. I want to see 2 wins minimum before we lose. That's okay. I can live with that. There's a 3-2 win right there. Jonathan Drouin scores again. Sidney Crosby with the assist. Kucherov is having an interesting year. Now, didn't I say I was going to switch them around? Oh, hold on. Taylor Pyatt, a 4th line left winger. Power forward. No, you know what? He's got no potential left. Derek Dorsett's not going to have anything. Zach Ronaldo's not going to have anything. And neither will Ty McGinn. Wow, St. Louis just waived everybody. So that brings us right to the first. We're 31-22-6. Where does that leave us in the standings here? First off, goals against, save percentage. Jonathan Quick is up there for save percentage. He's not up there for goals against, though. That probably won't happen this year just because of how he probably did with Los Angeles versus us. It would take a lot for his goals against average to drop. If we look at points, looks like Jonathan Drouin's in second there. 67 points on the year. Wins, Jonathan Quick is in third with 25 wins. Good thing we got rid of who we did when we did. Assists, Sidney Crosby is in second, only to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. And then Jonathan Drouin, wow, leads the league now in goals with 38. Could he get to 50? He could. So we've got the trade deadline coming up here. Now, what do we do at the trade deadline? Do we make any moves? I do want to look at our lines here really quickly, see if there's any deficiencies we could improve on. So our top 2 lines are set. There's no doubt about it. We got snipers in Kucherov and Drouin, and then Scheifele as well as a playmaker. I mean, like, as a playmaker, he's got a great shot. Great shot. So Scheifele's nice to have there. Now Yakupov, how's he doing? He's doing pretty good. Good shot for him as well. And then the third line made up of 2-way forwards and a power forward in Reichel. Reichel brings an offensive flair to this trio. And Adam Ernie, who's really jumped up. I mean, his defensive awareness is at 90. Somebody mentioned we should get a player with good defensive 2-way forward or a solid 2-way forward. I think Adam Ernie is that 2-way forward. He is a really interesting player, and he's going to play really well with our team. I like our last line of Nystrom and Paul Gostad. I'm not a big fan of Riala, but that is what it is. Dougie Hamilton, Zach Bogosian, Byron Hutchinson, Justin Schultz, Adam Caron. Is it Adam Caron? Alan Caron, and Nikita Zadorov. On the power play, it seems to be doing okay. We'll reassess at the end here. Pascal and Quick have switched just because of the fact that they're cycling the goalies. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm liking where things are right now. I don't see any need to make any changes. I think our big change was our goaltending. I think everybody can definitely agree with that. So what we'll do is we'll just go up to the trade deadline and we'll get through. There's a 3-0 win for Pascal. Good win for him. Brian Lee, no, he's too old. Jimmy Bonneau, who the hell is this guy? An enforcer, of course he is. No, that's okay. a guy that will clear waivers 9 times out of 10, basically. Yeah, we made the move that we needed to make, and that was get a goaltender. So I'm happy that we did that. I'm very happy that we did that. We made a move. We followed the rules in the trading. Continue trading block. I'm just going to update our trade block. We don't need that goalie anymore. We don't need any. That's good. I'm happy with whatever they put there because really. Let's see here. We got Pittsburgh 28, 30, and 4. Oh, you know what? I forgot to look at where we were in the standings. But we are going to go into the trade negotiations, see if we do get anything. Nothing so far. Second round there, nothing again. Del Zotto got dealt. Carl Hagelin was traded. Didn't we have... Yeah, we had Hagelin in Winnipeg, and then Winnipeg acquired Michael Del Zotto from New York for Hagelin. So Hagelin goes back to New York after becoming a free agent. That's crazy. Nothing here. We're probably not going to get trading partners. Adam Burrish got dealt again. Wow. What's their names? Are cleaning house. Winnipeg. Let's take a look at Winnipeg. What did they do? Did they trade everybody we gave them? Or Los Angeles? They traded Burrish. Oh, they sent him down. That's what that was. Okay. Continue there. Oh, we'll get to the end of this. And that is it. So no trades to be made. Oh my god, Adam Burrish. Yeah, I'm going to take Adam Burrish back. And Brian Allen, no. So what we're going to do here is just fix this. If we can. We'll call... let's see if Reala can go down. You'd have to clear waivers to not count against your cap. I'd rather... Well, I'd rather have Burrish up here. That's fine. And then we'll just edit the lines. And I'm just going to scratch Reala. Just because Reala's a... Where is he? Scratch him. Where's Burrish? Unscratch him. Throw him in. Are we missing players anywhere? Probably not. Oh, right there. Oh, what the hell? Hold on. Let's just do best lines here. Let's see what happens. Why was Evander Kane riding the pine on that one? Hold on. Let's fix this around. Oh, yeah. That was fine. It was our defense that needed to be fixed, and I believe that's all. Schultz and Hamilton. Bogosian and Karan. Hutchinson's probably, I guess, probably not a very good, a good power play guy, but that's okay. We got him to be a shutdown defensive defenseman, which is what he is. So that'll help that out a lot. Okay, perfect. So we got Adam Burrish back. An interesting turn of events. We're gonna simulate up here to the first, which is against Detroit. Let's see how we do. St. Louis and then Pittsburgh again. Pittsburgh again. Back to backs. And Pittsburgh twice in a week. Oh, 5-3 win right there over St. Louis. We got Pittsburgh up. We just beat them 3-1. Can we beat them again? Oh, a 6-2 win. Jonathan Drouin with his 40th goal on the year. Sidney Crosby has 49 assists. I think he was right about the goaltending. I mean, it means your team has an opportunity to actually score some goals, and that's what they're doing. Oh, was he in net for that? Let's see here. There's a top 10 there. Is that guy a top 5 still? Where the hell was he? He was a forward? If he's a 5-star forward, I'd probably deal Sidney Crosby for him. There's a top 10 there in Russia. A few of them. I'll go scout there next. It was WHL. Marlowe. Somebody was saying that Marlowe is the worst or something. I don't remember what it was. I'll have to take a look at... Oh, shit. I hit ignore changes. God damn it. GM options. We'll go to scouting. Scout assignment. Nope. We're going to the... forwards in Russia. We're going to scout them for a month. Okay. Let me just see what that comment was. There was a comment about that. About Marlowe. In fact. Let me just see. View my comments. Let's see. Marlowe. Get the worst team first round for Marlowe. Okay, so the last, basically the player picking first overall is what that guy meant. So that is probably what we'll do, depending on how good he is. I don't usually like to trade for those players unless they're a sure thing. I mean, that guy's been a 5-star all year, but is he in fact a 5-star player? Hard to say. Oh, 4-3 win right there over Philly. We got Vancouver up next, right back on it. Oh, that one that we lost to Carolina there, that was in OT. Vancouver. Come on, guys. There you go, a 4-3 win. Jonathan Drouin scores again, his 41st goal of the year. I don't know what to do with Kucherov. I'm really disappointed. I pictured him and Druin both to be like 40-goal scorers. I mean, Druin probably might get to 50 this year. I mean, he's already at 42, and we still have about a month left, roughly. We've probably got about 15 games or so. What are we at now? Oh, there's a 5-1 win over the Florida Panthers. Guys, remember how I said last year was our year? I was wrong. It's this year. Oh, 4-3 loss in regulation. Druin scores, though. So there's some positives to be taken out of most of these games. Sidney Crosby is still ripping in the assist category. Unbelievable. 54 assists for him so far in the year. Chicago up next. 4-2 win. Druin's at 45 goals. He's going to do it. He's going to get to 50 this year. 2-1 win. Oh, 46 goals for Druin. Thank you very much. That's exactly what he's supposed to be doing. And that's scoring. Him and Sid the Kid are lighting it up. 4-1 win. Oh, Druin's at 48 goals. Had a 2-goal game against Philly. Here's Boston. Is he going to get to 50 after this? Can he have another 2-goal game? Oh, and he does! He has another 2-goal game. Jonathan Druin hits the 50-goal mark. Unbelievable. Good job for that kid. 50 goals is kind of the epitome of elite status in this league now. 50 to 60. I mean, anything higher than that, and you are absolutely walking on cloud 9. That's crazy. Let's take a look now at stats. Jonathan Quick is up there for goals against, so a good streak for him, and he's in 8th place. And then if you look at Jonathan Quick in the save percentage, he's in 4th. Eric Comrie's having a good year there in Winnipeg. All right, let's look at wins. Jonathan Quick leads the league with 35. Druin is 2nd for points, only to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. And then you'll see Sidney Crosby back there in 7th at 72. Let's take a look here at goals and assists. Sidney Crosby leads the league in assists, and Druin leads the league in goals. How much left do we have in the year? You know what? This video is going to go a little bit extra long. I'm going to make the playoffs here. I'm not going to make you guys wait. We're going to sim the rest of the year. Oh, for God's sake. I keep forgetting to check the standings. 4-2 win over Detroit. I keep forgetting to check the standings. I seem to stop. We're at 97 points. Yeah, we're not catching Anaheim for the President's Trophy, but it looks like we might hold on here to at least the Eastern Conference. Because we got 97 points. It looks Florida is knocking at the door there at 95. But we were able to defeat Florida actually quite handedly, I believe. Here's Montreal. Oh, God. 6-3 win over Montreal. Druin with a hat trick in that game. Unbelievable. Sidney Crosby, 62 assists. You cannot complain about the performance that's been put up here this year. The goalie was truly the difference in this year. I think that trade's going to come down and be the epitome of what our team is. A 5-4 loss. That one is in regulation. Druin notches his 54th goal of the year. Can he get to 60? He's only 6 away, and we got like 3 games left. There's a top 10 goalie here in the WHL. I mean, we don't need the goalie, but let's, you know, let's check the forwards. Oh, man, that's crazy. Russia, how'd these guys end up being? Top 10 still, but not as much information on them as I thought. Let's check these. Any top 10? Oh, there's a couple top 10 defensemen in the WHL. Let's scout that for a month. How many games do we have left? 4 games left. Jonathan Druin is 6 goals off from the 60-goal mark. Can he get there? That would be epic. Here's Ottawa. Oh, 7-2 loss. Not like that, you won't. New Jersey, 5-4 win. And he's still 6 goals off with 2 games left. We're going to get to the 50-goal or 50-win mark, we might. Here's New York. 36, 39, and 5. Oh, 3-1 win. And Jonathan Druin's not going to get to 60 unless he scores 6 goals here in the final game. But we can still get to 50 wins. That'll put us at 107 points. Well, can we beat Dallas? We should beat them. 5-4 win, and Druin gets a goal there. Sidney Crosby, though, that's quite the story. 70 assists on the year. We'll take a look at the final. We'll go actually up to the... Let me go up to the playoffs. Okay, hold on. Stop simulation. Okay. Stop simulation. Does it kick over? Yeah, it kicks over. So we're going to go take a look here at stats. Sorry, not coaching options. Stats Central. Team stats. Let's see how we finished in each of these categories. So 2nd in the entire league, only behind Anaheim, who had a great year. We finished goals for per game, probably number 1 yet, 3.28. Goals against per game, we were 18th. So we did let in a lot of goals, but that was early on in the year. I expect us to have a much better performance next year. Our power play was 7th. I'm not too disappointed about that. Penalty kill 10th. Again, not too disappointed about that one. If we look at player stats, though, this is going to tell a lot here. Now, The only player I'm really concerned about is Nikita Kucherov and what he's been doing, because has he been a playmaker for that line, or has he been, a goal scorer? Just not showing up because he won't get those points. Kucherov put up 76 points this year. You know what? I'm not too disappointed about that. Scheifele put up 72 points on that second line. Yakupov put up 71. How many did he put up last year? Same amount. Exact same amount. Different goals and assists. He scored a little bit more this year. And Scheifele had a 20-point drop, but you know what? Good for the second line. There's no doubt about it. Evander Kane, 57 points. His best year he's ever had. His best year. Jonathan Drouin, though, 96 points. What was he last year? 95. So that's an improvement for him again. How many goals did he have last year? 47. Big jump for him. Crosby, a bit of a drop. A bit of a drop for him. I mean, it's 9-point difference. But he was still doing everything. No, I'm not disappointed about him at all. Evander Kane, we talked about him. Dougie Hamilton, he got 43 points this year. That's a career best. Justin Schultz had 38. That's tied for a career best. Reichel had 38 points. That's a career best. Adam Ernie, 32 points on the fourth line, or the third line. You know what? It's a slight decrease from playing on the fourth line, but you know what? He's playing better opponents, so that basically you see obviously positive progression there from Ernie. Zach Bogosian, he had 28 points. That's a big drop from last year, but in fact, that's a career low with us. So, different story for him. Jarrett Stoll, he had 26 points, the exact same as last year. Byron Hutchinson, 19 points for his second NHL campaign. Obviously, he didn't play his first one with us, but it's good to see him get his first NHL goal with us. Adam Burish, he actually did pretty well, 14 points for him, and he played 84 games this year. He's a trucker. Paul Gaustad, he had 13 points in 82 games. Pretty good for the fourth line. Nystrom, 13 points. Riala had 7 points in the 4 games that he played, so he was producing quite a bit there. It's nice to see that. And those on the fourth line. Zadorov, he had 7 points. Again, he's a defensive defenseman. He's not going to be doing too much. You can't expect much more from him. And Alan Caron, he is 6 points in 82 games. First NHL go at it. You know what? His plus-minus is 7. You can't complain. In fact, who's the worst? Byron Hutchinson was number 1 in plus-minus. He shuts the door. But Nystrom and Gaustad were the worst. And that's what I would expect would be my fourth line to be the worst. But Byron Hutchinson, plus 31 in the year. Talk about elite. And we'll take a look at the goalies just really quickly here as well. Save percentage, 9.2 is an elite status. So Quick's up there. And then 2 shutouts. What is his goals against average? 2.40. Good job for Jonathan Quick. So guys, that will wrap it up. We're going to be playing Boston in the first round here. We do have home ice advantage through most of the playoffs, barring we meet the Anaheim Ducks in the finals. But until next time, I'm Target Audience. You guys have a good one.